Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. This is the first podcast for counselors that just don't align with the traditional approaches to business and that want to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and interests to create, you guessed it, a private practice with soul. So, look, leave it to me to provide you with everything you need, including strategies that you can use to increase your income, reduce your workload, and of course, increase inquiries and referrals to your beautiful soul-led private practice. I love it so much. If you haven't done it already, grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's begin. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Private Practice with Soul podcast. Now, I did record this podcast episode for you on Saturday, but as you might know from the last episode, I've been doing a big overhaul of all my systems. And when I went to go and log into Podbean, it was saying I got the wrong passcode and I got locked out for 24 hours. That took me to yesterday. I tried to log in again. I got locked out for 24 hours. So anyway, I think we're going to have the correct password now. So fingers crossed it's all going to work out. What I want to talk with you about today, though, is creating some multiple income streams for your private practice. And this has come about because it's a topic of conversation in some of the groups. So there are 3 different types of income pathways that I use for my private practice, and I'll share them all with you one at a time. And then I want to do something else, which is I want to reflect on my membership experience with you, because people have been saying, should I start doing my own membership like you do, and da da da. So I will definitely talk about that. Now, the first income stream, of course, is what I call an active income stream, because it requires time from you. And that's where you're either seeing somebody in person or you're seeing them on Zoom, but you're trading time for money. So it's your one-to-one sessions, or it's when you physically go and run group sessions, or when you physically go out to an EAP worksite or something like that. So that's your first. It's called an active income stream, okay? And it's the model that most therapists start their private practice with. And to be honest with you, it was the only model that I had up until maybe not even 2 years ago, until something changed for me in my world 2 years ago that caused me to have to do a big shift. And as you know, what that was I started caring for an aging parent, which is all good, but it put different requirements on my time. So I needed to have more time available for things like errands and running people around to appointments and doctors and stuff like this. But also it meant that I still needed to maintain and increase my income, because now I was supporting not just myself, but somebody else. So I had to really think about what's that going to look like. And it was so scary thinking, well, I'm not going to be available to work as much. So that means I'm not going to make as much money as I need to make. But I am very resilient and I'm very resourceful. They're probably my 2 best qualities. And so it was by being resourceful that I started to ask other people, how do we do this? What's available to us? And it was really through working with my own business coach and business mentor that I started to realize, okay, there are some other income streams here. Let's give them a go. So the next one that I did was digital products. So I started selling digital products just over a year ago now. And digital products is anything that you sell online, right? So a digital product could be a recording of a masterclass, a recording of a webinar. It could be a workbook, a worksheet, a quiz, an ebook, though we don't really recommend them because nobody reads them. They don't have high conversions, ebooks. But anyway, there could be digital affirmation cards, there could be templates. I sell templates. So things like that, right? They're your digital products. Courses are digital products, as well as memberships. And then the third thing that I started to do even more recently, so maybe over the last, I don't know, I'm dabbling in it now. I started dabbling in it maybe about 3 months ago, but I didn't actually properly start doing it, was affiliate marketing. And it took me a while to wrap my head around this, because I always thought affiliate marketing was horrible, sleazy, car salesman type stuff, right? And it never really sat right with me, and I didn't want to be that person. But those thoughts were based on, I guess, other people's stories and other people's experiences. And I hadn't actually taken the time to learn what it actually is or how to do it or what it's like, etc., etc. So I've since started doing that, and now I do sell affiliate products and love it, and it does bring in extra income for my business, and that's only going to continue to grow. Like digital products, affiliate marketing takes time. Okay, there isn't a quick fix for bringing money into the practice. Well, there is. I mean, a quick fix like would be maybe offering a retreat and selling it out in a week or something like that. That would definitely give you a quick cash injection. But anyway, I just want to talk with you about the options and the pathways. So for me, it started off with that one-to-one, and I did that for over 20 years before life circumstances changed. I realized I needed to also incorporate other things. That's when it was digital products. So it's been just over 12 months now since I've been working with and selling digital products. And I wanted to do a reflection just quickly. I'll do a proper episode on a deeper reflection. But what I can share with you is digital products work really well when you've got a product that your audience wants. Now, I know this sounds really obvious, but the thing is, when I first started, I was making things that I really wanted to make and that I loved. And when I was putting them out there to market, they were only getting a few nibbles. I didn't have a huge uptake. And then all of a sudden I started to get requests for, in my case, it was forms, people asking me for different forms like intake forms or agreements, things like that. And I thought, yeah, I've got that. And I used to give them to my coaching clients, for example. But I had the idea that maybe I could, sell them as a little bundle. And so I think the first bundle that I sold had 5 forms. Oh no, it was 6. It had 6 forms. And now it has over 30 forms. I've been selling it for about a year. I've sold nearly 1,000 bundles now. And everybody who's purchased a bundle gets free upgrades. So they love it for that. And I've got testimonials galore at how much people love this bundle. But the point is, I never wanted to make a bundle because it never felt I was going to say sexy, but that's not the word. It never felt like something that was going to light me up. Oh, hey, go make an admin bundle. Like, boring. But it's been my best selling product. So the thing is, you have to get out of your own way sometimes and stop thinking that just because you like this and it's something you think everyone's going to like, you could be wrong. And sometimes you need to listen to what's being requested, what people are asking you for, and you need to deliver that. And that's going to be the thing that sells. So that's with digital products. The other thing about digital products is you need to be selling them all the time, right? If people don't know that they're available, you can't make any sales. So if you're a therapist and you are selling affirmation cards that you've made on Canva or something like that, you can't just put up a post once or twice and then say nobody bought them, this isn't working. You have to be sharing that they're available consistently. We know in marketing that people need to see something, 50 times before they buy it or something. So just put it on rinse and repeat in your diary. That's what I do. I sell in my stories. I do lots of things in my stories, but my selling happens on my stories on Facebook and Instagram. It's unusual for me to put an actual post that's going to stay there forever. That's a sales post. I just prefer throw it up as a story because then it's going to disappear after 24 hours. And I'll put things on rinse and repeat. So what did I do yesterday? No, that's something else, which I'll get to in a moment. Yeah, so with your digital products, you need to always have them on top of people's minds, and you need to know how to sell them. It's not enough to have a product. You need to know how to sell it. And the other thing too is you need to have an audience to buy it from you. So if you don't have an audience yet, it could be more difficult for you to get sales. Now, your audience doesn't have to be on social media, by the way. The audience could be people that visit your website, and the audience could also be existing clients that are booking in appointments to your diary or that are visiting the website. So, lots of ways for you to connect with, build, and grow your audience, but that needs to happen. With the membership, I guess what I can say is I learned about membership. So I started doing some of the Stu McLaren stuff around memberships. It was called Tribe at the time. I don't know what it's called now because I think they were going to have to change the name of it. But so I started doing some of his stuff, and then I started learning from other people about memberships. And when I first started charging, it was 12 months ago, and I opened 2 memberships on the same day. One was called the Private Practice Success Hub. It's now PP 101. And the other one was the Inner Circle. It's still the Inner Circle. And I haven't reopened the Inner Circle. Like, you can't get into that now. It's an exclusive little club. You can only get into that as a I don't know, if you buy something else, you may, depending on what it is you purchase from me, you may receive an invitation to join that group and you've got like 48 hours to do it or something, and then you can't do it again. You can't join, that opportunity closes. So I've got these 2 groups. Now, the first little group, it started with me, and I was doing a coaching call a month. I had some content in there. I gave them a dashboard, like their very own exclusive portal, plus a community, plus loads of resources. And I was charging $7 a month for that because that's what I was taught. Now, my experience of that was it was really difficult for me to get people to pay $7 because in my other communities, it's free. And so they weren't really seeing, like, why should I have to pay $7 now, to get information from you, Brooklyn? So there was a lot of re-education that had to go into how this membership was different to free communities. So if I had my time over, I would spend more of it in the launch phase talking about how it's different from the other communities and why it's got a $7 price tag on it. Since then, it's gone through a number of changes with the price. So I started to get people from Canada and America asking if they could join. And as a result of that, once we had international people in there, the pricing changed to international pricing, which meant I was charging in US dollars. So it went from $7 to $7 US. And then from there, it's just gone up, and it's now $47 US. And it's been interesting because the people, not all, but just if I look at the data, what the data shows me is the people who got it for the $7 generally don't use the content that's in the portal. And there's 55 lessons, they're called, in the portal that I use. Everything's broken up into modules and lessons. So there's 55 lessons, and that's including all the bonuses and stuff like that. Hardly any of the $7 people ever accessed it. If they did, they only did a little bit of it. They didn't, grab everything. Only a smidgen of the people who've joined ever bothered joining or ever wanted to, join the Facebook community. And when I reached out to them, they were like, just not Facebook people, happy with the portal. There were other people who joined the community but didn't want to go in the portal. Other people loved the portal and started working through things but didn't go in the group. So it was all this sort of mix up of stuff. Everybody had different ideas of what was going to work for them. And now, actually, just on the weekend, we've increased the number of calls to give people more support because they're starting their businesses, and I really want to make sure that they get to start them on the right foot. Plus, in the beginning with that membership, everything was built around 3 pillars of private practice, of starting a private practice on the right foot from the outset. And now it's transformed and evolved, and now it's a collection of 3 mini courses that you can use for your PD and all of that, as well as being a membership. So it's really tightened up and it feels more streamlined now. Everybody is on board with it. But the other thing too is that the price went up to 47 today, but prior to that it was 33 US dollars, which is about $49 a month Australian. But yeah, when people were paying the $33, I can see on my side of the dashboard, the people who were paying the higher amount were getting more out of it than the people who were paying the lower amounts. And I just thought that was an interesting observation. When I say get more out of it, they were participating more in the groups, asking for help more, getting results. The people who graduated from PP 101, they went and opened their private practice because they completed all of the lessons. And they were opening to practices with clients. So they had that experience, whereas there's still people who joined on the lower rates. I think it was like $7, then it was $9, then it was $13. It's gone up little bits at a time over the 12 months. But people who were paying that lower amount, because they weren't as invested perhaps, they didn't get the same results because they didn't complete the work that was required and the work that they'd paid for and that was available there. So I just thought that was really interesting to see that. The other thing that I learned about the groups was that not everybody wants a coaching call. Like, the model that I learned was you should definitely be having them. But I know with one of my groups, there's only ever one or two people that turn up for my coaching calls, and I'm happy to be there. Like, I consider it my job. It's what I'm getting paid to do. So of course I'm going to turn up. But it's just not really wanted. What people tend to value more is knowing that I'm there if they have a problem. So they know that if something goes wrong or they've got a challenge or a question, they know that they're going to get an answer from me if they post it in the group within 24 hours. And that's what they pay for. So I know that now. Moving forward, I probably wouldn't have coaching calls. For my groups. I would probably only have them for maybe the groups that require more of the sort of tech stuff, more of the design stuff. So like I've got lots of memberships now, but one of them is the digital products hub. So with the digital products, I do like to do coaching calls there, because they're an opportunity for me to demonstrate how to do certain things in Canva, do certain things on Etsy, improve sales, stuff like that. So I do like to do that as well. But overall, most people just pay to have access, I believe, to getting quick help when they need it versus giving up an hour of their day to be on a coaching call. So yeah, I probably wouldn't do coaching calls moving forward. And I do have a program that will be opening up in August, and I'm not going to include coaching calls or a Facebook community in that. It's just going to be a self-study, self-paced course that people can go through. If they want extra support, I'll figure something out. But yeah, at this stage, just based on my experience with memberships and courses now, I'm not going to offer it. The other thing I know is that, the other experience that I had is that it's really rewarding to see the results that people get. And it's really rewarding to see people help and support each other. It took time to build engagement in my memberships. To be honest with you, my Inner Circle membership and my Diploma Counselling Society membership, they're doing okay, but I'd like to see more engagement. And I know that's just a numbers thing. Normally, once you get between 100 and 300 people in a group, that's when all the engagement starts happening and you're not driving it all the time. But at the moment, because I've got some baby groups that are still growing and developing, they're still small, they are requiring more of my time. They are requiring me to be in there, starting conversations, asking questions, responding. But I really want them to be talking to each other. Yeah, because that's what community is. Community is when they're all connecting with each other instead of connecting with me as the community leader. Does that make sense? I hope this is making sense. Uh, the other thing that I've learned from having a membership is that it's a really great way to bring recurring revenue into your business. And it feels very passive because, to be honest, once you've set up your membership, there's not that much for you to do moving forward. So for me, it's pretty much hands off now. All I do is every day I'll just pop into the group and check to see if there are any questions, if anybody needs any help. I want to support people. So I'll just check in on my groups every day, and I'll do that in the morning and before I log off in the afternoon, which is around lunchtime. And what else was I going to say there? I've just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. And then I've got coaching calls, which I to be honest with you, I don't do many of the coaching calls. So I've got 2 for the inner circle, 2 for Private Practice 101, 1 for Diploma Society, 1 for Digital Product Success, 1 for Marketing with Soul. I'm sure there's probably other memberships I've got that I've just forgotten about, but that's 7 or 8 calls over the space of a month. So that's not even in my past life a day's work for me. But it's bringing in thousands of dollars to my business, and I just have to show up for those 7 or 8 hours. So for me, having that monthly recurring revenue covers me for if there is a lull in the diary, or if I get sick and I need to take time off. I know that there's still money coming in. I know that, like today, I needed to bump this morning's coaching call because I had a problem with Gabe. He had to be rushed down to the vet this morning before the vet opened. It was an emergency appointment, and that just happened to be just before 9 a.m., which was when I was meant to be doing that call. But I was able to bump the call to 11, so I could still go and do what I had to do with Gabe, and I could still come and deliver that call for them at 11, which I did. And it was my highest honor and pleasure to be able to do that. But you know what I mean? Like, it just makes you have a little bit more breathing space in your practice so that you still know you're being remunerated and compensated for your time, but you've still got a little bit of flexibility there for when life happens. And because you've built a strong community in your memberships, those communities tend to be, for the most part, supportive and understanding. I certainly felt supported this morning. I know Gabe felt very supported this morning, but it was a real testament to the community sort of, and how everybody's formed relationships with each other as well as with me. So that was really, really nice. The other thing I really enjoy about memberships is seeing people support each other. And I love seeing the wins, like seeing the progress. And the reason I love that is because when I see the wins and I see the progress, it inspires others. And I see others say that they're getting inspired, and it shows other people what's possible. It's very different, I think, to me saying, hey, this is what's possible when you work with us in Private Practice 101 versus seeing a classmate, a peer, a colleague also in Private Practice 101, also on the same journey as you, say, hey, I just had a milestone. I just ticked off a milestone today. That's so inspiring because it shows you that you can do it too. So I love it for that. And I really love it for the relationships. And I really believe that it's the relationships that help people progress through private practice. And I have loved seeing people within the community form beautiful, deep relationships with each other. And I know some of those are going to be lifelong friendships. And so that makes me feel, I was going to say full, but I meant to say fulfilled, because I know it was this space that fostered that and that supported the development of those relationships. That's really, really special. It's so nice. I love it so much. So yeah, that's memberships. With courses, they're a great way to make some additional revenue for your practice. But again, you need to be mindful of, is there a market for the course? Don't go and make a course because it's something you're interested in. You have to get your business head on, the CEO mindset on. You have to be intentional and say, well, what's my intention here? So for me, with my courses, the intention is, how can I still help people without it costing me more time? So what I did was I recorded courses, and now people can go and buy those courses and they can work through them. They still get the help that they needed, the resources and the support, but it's not taking any time away from me. So it was a win-win. Plus they get to do it in their own times. They're not locked into calls with me at particular times that might be disruptive for their diary or anything like that. They can do the courses in their own time through the portal that I made for them 24/7. And I really love that flexibility, and I know it works for them. But if you want to sell digital courses, you also need to actually market them. And I think that is a really big thing. Sometimes we say, oh, I don't want to sell, don't want to sell, don't want to sell. There's a whole thing around selling mindset that we're covering in the 30-day challenge that we're doing at the moment in Private Practice 101. And I'm really excited to take all the members through that training because I know it's really going to help them so much. But yeah, you could have the best product that everybody really needs, but if nobody knows you've got it, they can't buy it. And it's not that, you're not getting sales because you were not good. It's not that at all. It's just that nobody knows that it's there to buy. The third income stream that I use is affiliate marketing. So as I shared with you, this is fairly new for me. I didn't have high regard for affiliate marketing, but I was sitting there one day. So I have a bath most days, and I take my phone into the bath and I just do a little bit of researching. And I took my journal in on this particular day and I wrote in my journal, show me what the next right step is for me in my business in terms of not trading time for money, in terms of being able to call in additional income to my business. And anyway, what came through was affiliate marketing. And I remembered seeing it written there on the page because I just did stream of consciousness writing. And I thought to myself, oh, I don't think I really want to do this, But of course, what happens when you think about something, it suddenly turns up on your feed, doesn't it? I don't know how that happens, but it does. And so I started getting all this affiliate marketing stuff on my phone, which I didn't really want to look at. But for a period of weeks, it just kept appearing. And then I started watching people's reels. And then I guess there was one lady I really liked. And the more I watched her reels, the more I started to think maybe it's possible. So I contacted her. And around the same time, I also joined a affiliate group, and I was interested to learn. But you know what? That was such a disappointment because they didn't actually teach you how to market as an affiliate. I don't really know what the purpose of that group was, but you live and learn. Anyway, so I started corresponding on Instagram with this lady who I'd been following, and she was sort of telling me, oh, the link's in the bio to get started and you should go and have a look. And I always didn't want to. And then one day I thought, no, I'm just going to tap the link. And I tapped the link and I downloaded her freebie, of course. And then I got taken to a page with a guy talking on a video. And it annoyed me because I thought, well, it's not her. Who's this guy? And I started to listen and I just thought, oh, no, I can't. This is my worst nightmare come true. So I just turned it off. And then a little while later, I went back to it and I thought, no, I'll give it a chance. Maybe it's just a really quick video. So I sat through it for maybe about another 5 minutes before clicking out. So it took me maybe 5 goes before I got through this guy's whole entire video. And then I ended up buying his course for affiliate marketing. And I'm doing that course now. And I've learned so much already. And I'm really excited because I've already made money and not doing what he's telling me to do per se because, well, what it is it's a 30-day affiliate marketing course, and I'm stuck on day 4 because before you can do day 5, you've got to speak to somebody, right? And you know me, I don't like speaking to people on the phone. I don't want to do that. But I can't access the rest of my thing until I've had this call. So I've been on hold for about a week now, maybe just a bit over. I'm speaking to them tonight actually at about 6 o'clock. So, and it's only a 10-minute call, but then I'll be able to continue on. But what I have learned on day 1, 2, 3, and 4, I've already been able to implement without using his systems and processes and stuff like that, because I already had Thrivecart, which is where I sell everything, but it's also where I house my memberships, my products, my digital products, and all of my courses. So I already had that, and I already had Flowdesk. So I don't know what he's going to tell me I need to get, but I already figured it out how to use his strategy using products I already had. So then what I did was I started using his strategy with Flowdesk and Thrivecart, and over the last couple of days, I've made about $500. So that was nice. I mean, I wasn't doing a bad job of it before, but now it's just a lot easier and it's a lot simpler and a lot more streamlined and just feels better. So I thought I knew a lot before I went into this, like not about affiliate marketing, but day 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been mostly about processes. And I thought, oh gosh, I know about email marketing. Oh gosh. But the thing is, like, I'm learning a heck of a lot and it's been great to implement. So I can't wait to continue on with the rest. But affiliate marketing is simply selling somebody else's stuff in exchange for a payment for somebody that, buys it using your link. I think what I didn't realize or what I didn't think about before, but that I know now, is that being an affiliate is not sleazy or icky or anything like that when you're sharing products that you already use with your audience. And the reason that I like to do that is because I already tell people what I'm using, but now I get a chance to be paid for it, which is great. And it's different to having to go and sell, I don't know, like if I was going to be an affiliate marketer for steak knives or something, I would find that really hard and horrible and icky and salesy. I couldn't do it. But for me to be an affiliate for Thrivecart, which is, as you know, my platform that I use, that feels really easy because if anybody's got any questions, I can help them with it because I know Thrivecart inside and out pretty much. I love it. I'm a Thrivecart member myself. I've got experience with it. I can speak to it. I can offer support. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of easy for me to say to people, if you want, a platform that's going to take care of these things for you, you should absolutely go and get Thrivecart. And I know because I had Kajabi, I had Member Vault, I had Teachable. I've used all those other platforms, but I've stuck with Thrivecart for so many different reasons. And if you want Thrivecart too, let me know and I'll give you a link. Do you know what I mean? So that just feels really authentic because it is authentic, and it feels true for me because it is true for me. It's the same with, Claire. So Claire has a whole lot of beautiful photos, and I use those photos for my digital products. Now, I've never told anybody where I get my photos from, but people ask me all the time. But I reached out to Claire and I was like, hey, do you have an affiliate program? Turns out she did. And then I was like, great, let's do it. So now I am an affiliate for Claire, which means that I can say to people, hey, I know you've been wondering where I get my beautiful photos from, but now I'm in a position where I want to tell you, or I can tell you, here's where I get them from. And, you can go here and you can go and get, a sample of them and see if you like them, and you can use them on your social media and everything. Enjoy. But if anybody then says, yeah, this looks really good, I think I want to, be a member as well of Claire's membership. If that person then goes and joins Claire's membership, well, then I get a little bit of compensation for that, and everything is drops in the bucket. And so I will be sharing, I've got my own little calendar, and I just say every single day what's one thing that I'm going to promote on my stories. So not in my posts and not in my emails, but just in my stories. So one day it's Thrive Cart, one day it's Claire's stuff, one day it's, what did I do on the weekend? Oh, Rebecca's, so Rebecca she makes, sorry, I got the hiccups again. Rebecca makes website templates for therapists in private practice, for counselors, psychologists, and social workers, and therapists in private practice. And so she's got this Squarespace template that she sells. Now, I'm an affiliate for Claire, and it's a great match because a lot of my audience don't want to have to deal with making their own website. So if they can just grab her template and plug it into their site, it's going to save them a whole lot of time and headache and hassle. Plus, it's a high converting site. So why wouldn't I want to share that with my audience, right? And by me helping Rebecca get a sale of her template doesn't cost me anything. Like, it doesn't take work away from me, it doesn't take business away from me or anything like that. So it's nothing for me to be afraid of. In fact, it probably has the opposite effect of, oh, Brooklyn shares really helpful stuff. So so I also share that. So I've got these things that I share on rotation around my own stuff that I sell in my stories, like Marketing with Soul, or like Private Practice 101, or like my Essential Forms in Private Practice bundle. So put them on rotation. If you're going to be selling affiliate products, put them on rotation, because the more people see them, the more people are going to want to click through and then they'll buy. And the other thing that I can share with you, even though I'm only 4 days into my 30-day course, is that, have a niche for your affiliate marketing, just like you would for private practice. So in private practice, you've got a niche. So mine is you, like you are my niche. Private practice owners or students who are looking forward to the day when they're going to be opening up their very own private practice. So I want to only be an affiliate for things that are going to be helpful for you. So you want to pick a niche, and it doesn't have to be related to private practice. It can be anything. You might have a niche for teachers. You might have a niche for pets. You might have a niche for holidays. You might have a niche for tarot cards. You might have a niche for, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I was going to say gardening or something. But choose a niche, and then within that niche, go on the prowl and ask people, do you have an affiliate program, and see what they've got an affiliate program for and what you can sign up for. Some of them you get approved automatically. Some you have to apply to be an affiliate. They may want to see how many followers you've got. They may ask you, well, where are you going to be promoting, or how do you envisage promoting our products? With those ones, you usually would just say something like email, through my website, on my social, something like that. You don't have to give them your marketing plan. Just let them know the platforms is enough usually. So thinking about a niche can be a wonderful way of ensuring that the things that you're selling as an affiliate to the world feel really easy and enjoyable for you to sell. And here's the other thing that I learned as well. I find it super easy to sell other people's stuff compared to selling my own. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if other affiliates feel like that too, but I don't know. It's like, if somebody's got a problem, I really love to help them solve that problem, and I like to feel like I'm pretty good at it a lot of the time. But when I've got a problem, I'm like horrible at solving it sometimes. But anyway, they're the 3 different pathways that I'm using to create revenue in my private practice at the moment. And over the coming 12 months, I'm going to be deep diving into my data, which I will share with you next financial year, and let you know of those 3 income streams, which ones were bringing in profit, which ones weren't. But I also want to look at it in terms of my values and see which one aligned with my values the most, which one gave me more of my bright, shiny values, which one gave me more of my shadow values, all that kind of stuff. Yep. So anyway, that's that. So I hope that this has left you feeling like there's hope. There's always things to learn. Private practice, it's a journey. I don't believe that, you ever arrive. We certainly have milestones, but I don't know that you ever really arrive in private practice, because once you start with coaching or mentoring or something like that, you never stop. And it's through those services that you expand, and you expand your awareness of all things, including things like revenue streams. And yeah, it's one of my really big passions to be able to help you with private practice, and thinking about different revenue streams is just one way that I can help you to achieve whatever success is going to look like for you in your beautiful soul-led private practice. So yeah, I hope this was really helpful. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Just message me in one of our groups, or message me on Instagram at The Private Practice Coach. And I'd love to hear from you. Have a really wonderful rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I hope that you loved this episode as much as I loved putting it together for you. To get more resources to help you in your private practice, head over to Instagram. My handle is at The Private Practice Coach. And also, if you want more inquiries and referrals for your business, let me know. I have a program called Clients on Demand that opens every quarter, and I can absolutely get you some information for that as well. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. Bye.